What's going on, everybody? My name is Bill. This is the first episode of what $100,000 can do. I'm really going to see what can we do with $100,000. I loaded up pretty much $100,000 into this account. You do see some stocks that I've kept onto this specific account, and the reason why is to keep those as a reminder. I'll talk a little bit more about that in a bit. But what I'm pretty much trying to do is, I am not a professional trader. I just know about stocks from whatever I read, from whatever I listen. I do not have a business degree at all. The only other kind of management that gets done that I am not specifically involved in is whatever I get through my work, right, through my 401k and whatnot. But other than that, is just me who does my own investing. I don't have any kind of manager that does it, nothing like that, right? I'm probably no different than most of the people who would be watching this type of video. So what we're going to do is we're really going to see what can I do with $100,000. We know right now it's a volatile market. There's a lot of things going on, a lot of uncertainties. There's a lot of opinions in every sector of the stock market. So what we're going to do here is I'm really going to try to take $100,000, see what can happen with it. Got the approval from the wife. She won't get mad if I blow all this. But if I make money off of it, great. But let me make those mistakes and not let you make those mistakes. More than welcome for any kind of feedback that you all give. Again, I am not any kind of professional at this. I think this is interesting for sure. I do more of healthcare related activities for my profession. So what my plan is going to be for this specific account, I have about $100,000 here, right? My goal right now, because of how volatile everything is, I'm going to play with about 15,000 of it, and just trading on whatever trends I see happening in the short term wise. Ideally, I don't like keeping stocks for only a short amount of time, because we all know what happens with the taxes for those. But I prefer to hold them for at least a year. So then our tax rate is a lot less. Now, talking about why I kept these specific stocks in this account, I do have other accounts as well. If I do talk about any specific stocks that I may hold in my other account, I would definitely call it out, just so you guys are aware as well. But on these specific stocks, the reason why I have them is, Blue Apron, and I use these really as a reminder. These are some pivotal stocks that I've either made a mistake on, or what my thought process on, and I'll be discussing that with you all right now. But for example, Blue Apron, I bought it when it went IPO, and that was probably one of my biggest mistakes, right? Because not a lot of people buy it right when it comes out, is what I read after I already bought it. Reason why I bought it is because we used Blue Apron, my wife and I did. So I was like, hey, this sounds like a good company. I was early in investing, didn't know much about it. I bought it. You see what happens. I mean, in real time, it'd be worth $158.92 when I bought it. It's definitely not worth that, because it had some reverse splits, right? And, those hurt. So I played with a couple $1,000s on that, pretty much lost it all. Right now it's at 1120 from... It's horrible. It sucks, but it is what it is, right? You learn from it. And the reason why I haven't sold it, I know it did go up to 20 something recently, when COVID happened, and we thought that there was gonna be a lot of hype with it, because of the delivery service. It went up a bit, but I decided not to sell it and just really keep it here as a reminder. Sometimes those reminders are worth it. So before I make any kind of moves again, I always look at a specific stock and say, yep, don't do that one, because that's what happened with Blue Apron. Another one, I'll click on Disney. So Disney, I bought that when Disney Plus came out. Thought it was going to be a lot of big hype. It was going well prior to COVID. You see what the other companies that do streaming do, right? You have Netflix, and everybody know how Netflix is doing right now. Hulu is doing great. So I thought, hey, Disney Plus was going to be a great buy. Disney itself was going to be a great buy. Once they have Disney Plus, we know they also corner the market with movies in general that are seen in movie theaters. They have the theme parks. They have all of their retail stores. Disney also has Hulu as well as ESPN. So, I saw a lot of upside. I thought it was a safety stock. Obviously, it took a hit when COVID happened. But it is what it is, right? And these are things that we have to learn on. It did go up to, I want to say 150 or 160 or something like that at one time after Disney Plus got launched. Decided not to sell it because I wanted to keep it. But it's okay. I mean, I think this is a stock that will end up going back. Would I sell it if it got back to 136? Probably not. I'll probably keep it for a little bit longer than that. Because again, this is really for investing and seeing what happens in the long term. Eiger Pharmaceuticals. This one bought a long time ago at 43.5. It did have some reverse splits on those. And the reason why I kept it is in my other account, I actually have a lot of biopharmaceuticals. Quite a bit of them did well in the previous administration. Some of them did well in this current administration. But the reason why I moved this one to this account is because I wanted it to be a reminder of what can and what can't happen. There's a lot of biopharmaceutical stocks that I had skyrocket and I sold and made quite a bit of money off of those because of a drug trial passing, right? And we know once a drug trial passes and there's a lot of hope to it, the stock ends up going up. So I thought this specific stock was going to do pretty well. It didn't go bankrupt yet, which is nice because I have had a handful of file for bankruptcy and completely lost everything in it. But the reason why I kept this one, it's I didn't spend much on it. Spent about $500 on this, and just really using that as a rally point of, pharmaceutical stocks can go up, they can go down, as with any other stocks. And we'll see what happens with this specific one. If it can probably get to 20, I'd probably sell it. Maybe, I don't know, maybe not. We'll see. We'll see when the time comes, right? Snap had some crazy earnings yesterday. It wasn't like this when I bought it. You guys can see what I bought it for, $18.06. After I bought it went down quite a bit. The reason why I bought it is I had the Snapchat or the Snap glasses. I thought those were pretty cool. I'm a young 30-year-old who my wife is also the same age, and we thought those glasses were awesome, and there's a lot of potential with Snap. Luckily, it did a really big rally today in the last 24 hours, right after they reported all their earnings and whatnot. I will probably sell it pretty soon, though. I don't like selling stocks for a loss, so at the earliest I would sell this would be if I get it back on my trade price. But we'll see. Things always change. And the other two, Citi and USB, those I actually just bought yesterday, and I'll talk a little bit on tomorrow's episode on what I plan to do with the 15,000. Those are really just going to be stocks that I think can go up about 10 to 15% that I can sell it for. And then if it goes back down, I will rebuy it and try to make sort of a quick buck on those, just because of how volatile it is right now. Other stocks that I'll be buying with that 15,000 will probably be like the airline stocks, cruise lines, movie theaters, restaurants, those very volatile stocks right now. So with the Citi and the USB, I expect those to probably go up about 10-15% in the next week or so. We'll probably sell it because I do think that another drop will happen. But yeah, that is pretty much it for this first episode. Some other thing that I want to point out too is, in my mindset, whenever I play with stocks and I put money into it, I see it as an automatic loss already. And I don't know if that's a good mindset or a bad mindset, but I see it kind of like if I was going to go gamble in a casino. Right when I put this money in, I expect it to be gone. If I win, great. If I lose, I expect it to be a loss. We also do know what some of the benefits are if you lose some dollars for a specific year, right? $3,000. Obviously, nobody ever wants to lose. But yeah, we will see what happens. We'll see what happens with this 100,000. If we can make it to $1 million, great. Doubt that would happen. But if we end up losing it all, we lose it all. My wife says that it's okay. It is what it is. I'm probably just like how a lot of you all are. Just your average person who's working, plays with stocks whenever we have time. We're not able to watch CNBC or any of those other shows at all times because we have our regular jobs, and this is more either for a hobby or trying to make some extra money or trying to have an extra investment. You know, we're not big enough or we're not brave enough or have that confidence to go to a professional to manage our money outside of what we have in our 401k. So yeah, we will see what we do with this 100,000. Hopefully you all enjoy the journey that I'm about to go through with this. You know, if I win, great. If I lose, it is what it is. Other than that, on the next episode also, I will show you on some other stocks that I'm looking at, and how I'm going to decide how to spend the rest of the 85,000, which will solely be based on if there's another crash or not, which I think that there probably will be either in Q3, Q4 of earnings season. So, all right, have a good one, everybody. Thanks. Bye.